Happy New Year to all of you. I'm Deborah Ball, president of Beth Israel. I have some updates from the board to share with you, but first, I hope you're well. I hope your family's well. And I really hope that 2022 is a brighter year for you, for our congregation, and for the world. To begin, I want to let you know that the fundraising appeal that we held at the end of the year for Beth Israel was a huge success. We raised, thanks to so many of you, over $70,000. This is 140% of our original ambitious goal. This is something for us all to feel incredibly proud of. These funds will enable us to strengthen our means of adapting and innovating during these challenging times. For example, how we offer hybrid options, how we make a variety of opportunities available, and how we communicate and share information more effectively. These funds will also enable us to retain professional help for the search that we're launching right now for our next executive director. The board and I are so grateful to you for your response to this end of the year appeal and for your support. We also want to thank the many of you who joined parlor meetings in November and December to share your perspectives and your suggestions about our strategic plan, our mission, and our vision. Here too, the response was amazing. We're currently still processing all the notes and connecting them to our ongoing work on the plan. There were many good ideas about next steps, about ways to enact the commitments, some of which we'd already thought of and were on our lists, and some were new. There were some very interesting areas of convergence that we noticed across the parlor meetings. For example, we heard from so many of you how important Beth Israel is to you and how much you value opportunities to be together and how much you would like to have more opportunities to connect with one another. Of course, we also heard important areas of difference, which should not be surprising. We're a varied community. For example, we heard that some of you feel somewhat unwelcome and uncomfortable when you come to services, whereas others of you feel just the opposite. And taking account of this variation will be an important part of our growth going forward. We'll be using the things that we learned to develop the strategic plan, and we'll share more about that soon. We do want to emphasize that the strategic plan is a living document. We'll continue to add to it as we achieve goals, and we'll develop additional ones as we adapt to the changing and really quite uncertain environment. And we aren't waiting to carry out our year one goals. We're already working on a number of them. For example, we're trying to do much better at thanking people personally for your contributions to Beth Israel. And finally, I know many of you have questions about what we're going to be doing going forward about safety regarding COVID, given the current situation here in Washtenaw County and across the state as well. I know you know that we have a terrific reopening task force composed of Beth Israel members who are experts in medicine and public health, as well as representatives from across the congregation. They meet regularly with Rabbi Kane, Beth Jarvis, our director of operations, and with me to review the current conditions and to make suggestions, recommendations, and to advise on what our policies and practices should be at the particular moment. One change they made at this week's meeting was to follow the new guidance about masks when we do meet in person. We will continue not only to require masks, but actually to require either KN95 masks or surgical masks, not cloth masks. And these will be provided for anyone who doesn't have one when you come into the building. The reopening task force is always monitoring current conditions to ensure that we're taking safety precautions for our community. So, Happy New Year to you. We'll continue to hear from us. We'll continue to be communicating. Please let us know your questions, your concerns, your suggestions, your ideas. You are Beth Israel, and we're here to serve you, and we're part of you. Thank you so much for everything, and Happy New Year to you.